Hello, we are entering another phase. In fact, we've already entered it, probably since yesterday, maybe even for some a little earlier. This new cycle, this energy update I'm bringing to you now, is basically the solstice. Okay, that's the main thing that we're seeing there. But there is this understanding that we're moving through what they would term a time frame that has been predestined. So interesting to know that you are opening up to what is possibility, areas of life that are available to us that we haven't had available before, consciousness we haven't been able to connect to before. And in that is this coming in of yourself, this higher beingness that is, we could say hybriding into you, but in a way it is always been you. You just weren't aware of it. Your body is adjusting to incorporate this knowledge of self, this consciousness, this actioning that can come from that, this joyous way of being. You are indeed following this higher line. And as you step across this solstice period, 4, 5, 6 days, depending on how it is for you, you will find amongst many millions of people that they are coming into their abundance, this miraculous abundance that is becoming available. And with that becomes a whole new mindset, or comes a whole new mindset as you become what is actually more of a joyous experience. You are following more the joys, more of what is available to you in the gratitudinal nature of life. You are feeling and seeing the blooming of flowers within yourself. You are seeing and feeling the opening of nature within yourself. As a result, you are seeing this across the board here. So, in other words, you are finding more positive ways of being, more to support that positive side of yourself. And that negative side that once existed has no need to be there. So there is this awareness that you are indeed traveling a pathway and letting things go. Yes, that no longer serves me. Was that how I was thinking? Is that what's in my energy field? Is that what I'm giving my power away to? Those things are obvious. However, they don't hold you in the same way, because that part of you that is stepping in now, or hybriding into your nature, is actually beginning to show you what you are capable of. You are bringing in abundance that you have had in other form, in other space. And that part of you knows how to work that, can see the bigger picture, can be with the universal workings and understand it. And so it brings you to those more positive ways of expression, bringing in more of that, seeing it, feeling it, operating from this miraculous abundance that doesn't need to know how it came to be, but understands that you were part of the coming to be in that you actioned or you didn't action, that you moved to the left instead of the right, that you did these things on an intuitive nature. So more of your intuition is going to step forward, more awareness of what is happening, hearing nature itself, feeling nature itself, knowing when to move within it and when not. You will feel a whole lot more brighter. Now, that doesn't negate what is happening around us. In the same way that we are opening up, light leading, and looking for those light spaces, experiencing ourselves in a much more lit way, understanding that there is more, and really searching for those fun ways of being, allowing for the flow and things arriving. At the same time, there is all this stuff where people are really stuck. They are stuck in that conditioning. It is breaking up around them. The energies have been going to work to do that on purpose. That is the predestined path you've walked. And that is coming up more. So some would term this as the breaking up of the matrix. Yes, there is conditions and patternings changing up. They are changing up in the field within and around you. They're changing up in the way you act with your family, the way you act with your workmates, the way you behave, what you are doing. And so this is happening to other people, yet at the same time, they are in resistance. At the same time, there is a lot to break down because they haven't as yet stepped into any of that, particularly on their more etheric physicality, the closeness of who they are. And so they are feeling that, and that can be very anxiety ridden. That can bring up a lot of anxiety. You yourself may even be feeling some of that because you walk into others' anxiety, or you still have certain aspects of self that you are clearing. Certain changes in the body are happening, and the body itself gets anxious, and the mind wants to say that it is this. So those 3D ways of seeing the world, of what has been measured and therefore said to be the truth, that isn't all to be followed. You must come back to your intuition, to your center, to the quiet beingness within you, to feel the stillness, to listen. You'll be feeling and seeing a whole lot more in the water. Now that water lives in the buildings. It is moving through the earth. It is here in so many ways. It is in you. And you are therefore understanding and feeling the light that has been coming in this water, as it brings more codes of knowledge and understanding, more initiation, more ignition of who you are, more consciousness to be absorbed, plans and systems on how to do that. All of this information and more is in the water. The light has been striking it. And so you will feel at times more drawn to not just bodies of water, but places where water has been ignited, is holding codes for you to collect. And it could be anywhere. Water could be in a little piece of land. It could be in a pot plant. It could be in a chair you sit in. It could be anywhere that you are moving around in your daily living. And it may feel like something is there at one point and then it is not there. It's been absorbed, it's moved and evaporated and shifted. And therefore, these codes are in movement, and people are feeling that. That can feel anxious to the body that does not understand. So it is not just in the receiving that there is anxiety, it is in the movement around that there is anxiety. So as we step across the solstice, there is no one point of stepping across, no matter what your calendar says. It is just the coming close. And that is what is happening. Everything is getting closer. It is the great compression. And so the waves of light are coming through, the waves of sound are coming through. As source comes closer and sends its energy, its information, its remembering to you, its upliftment, it acknowledges you more. This is coming through the sun. The sun is your central point for your solar system, but that sun connects to all the suns of the solar systems within the Milky Way galaxy. And then there is this great collection and connection to what is other galaxies of the universe. And at the very center of your Milky Way is your current heaven system. That is coming closer, but it is everything that is in shift. So the void itself at the very center of all of this multiversing is there. At the very center of your universe, it is there. And at the very center of the Milky Way, at this point, is the heavenly system you are moving closer to as the fifth dimensional occupation is occurring. And we call it as occupation because you are occupying a whole new set of rules and laws and ways. Your body is changing to accommodate that. The crystalline nature is being understood and restored within you. And that allows for more communication. And so in this compression, these waves of source coming closer, waves of heaven becoming part of the earth, there is a movement, an understanding that things are compressing. You are feeling parts of compression where things are very close and the molecules are moving, and then you are feeling parts of that spread. But in this, there is transformation. Everything is changing. You are becoming more aware. You are bringing the consciousness of all that is around you and all that is within you and all that comes to you through the source. And as a result, the sun, you are feeling it directly and recognizing it. All of this is happening for your benefit. Do you see it as beneficial? We know that those who have focused on this, understand that they are changing and accept it, are seeing it as beneficial. So as you step into this new period of time across the other side of the solstice, you will find that you'll be seeing more of the beneficial. You will be seeing more of what is to your benefit. And therefore, it isn't necessarily a 3D version or a conditioned version or a matrixy version or whatever you might call that, but a higher version, that hybrid self coming in, that consciousness, this awareness of your heavenly body, your connection within that, and this awareness of your signature source self that flows through here, that knows the natural self, knows the natural ways, recalls and restores. For oneness is the 5D threshold. Of course, there is multidimensionality, and you understand that, but in your movement as Earth herself becomes the 5-dimensional framework for you, and you change up to be a 5-dimensional framework also, a 5-dimensional form, that is the unity of oneness. It is the beginning of understanding what that is and how it operates. It is the beginning of expressing it here on earth. It is the beginning of the heavenly state that you are. So this solstice steps us into a whole version of self. And in it will be discovery as the observer, as the experiencer, as the one who gets to understand and play this with others. So continue your work, continue doing what it is you're doing to release yourself from these old restricted limitations. But note that you are also taking in more of your higher versions. Your timelines are jumping, things are changing, and in that are abundance, natural, miraculous abundance experiences. You are opening up. So with that comes many things, and you know them as ascension symptoms. You understand that these are the changes. Can keep dedicating yourself, keep your mindset high, keep moving with that higher version of self by coming into your stillness. And follow the path of these higher energies. They call to you, they bring you to their spaces. They meet with you, because that energy is the light, is the virtuous nature. And that is what you are beginning to really bring on board here. You're opening up to a whole new process. Things are going to change. You'll have different ways of expressing. And as many of you come up with new things, they will bring you more joy. So this may mean that you will feel a need, and many others will feel a need, to move from the job or move from the relationship, to move space, to change location, to stop something they always did. And all because they're good at it doesn't mean it is here for them to stay and continue with. They are unlocking themselves from things that no longer serve the pathway. And they are moving, you are moving into more placement that has a much higher frequency of interaction with the oneness, with the 5D workings. So we honor you in this and say, keep embracing, keep allowing those loving versions of yourself to come up and come forward and step within. Keep stepping in, you're blending in with this. This is the great becoming within the great compression, within the great age of the golden beings. You are that. Okay. We thank you for being here with us. Okay. Oop, feeling a little woozy. Need to just go undo that, whatever allows him. Step out of that, step back from that, find Megan again. Although it is higher Megan speaking anyways. Incorporated with source, I get. So there is very much a hybridity of who and what I am. And that is becoming more in you too. So it's so interesting, isn't it? We are a fascinating bunch.